Good morning, everyone. Thanks for assembling a little earlier today ahead of the match for today's special announcement. The format for today will be opening statements from each of the gentlemen at the front table here. Then we'll open for questions. Due to the time restrictions, there will be no scrum, so please ask all your questions during the formal part of the press conference. This time I will turn things over to the President and General Manager of Toronto FC, Mr. Kevin Kane.
How is everybody? And thank you very much for coming in a little bit early today. I spoke to some of you yesterday, but on behalf of the club, we're very excited to have Matias join us. Pat Onstad and I have actually been watching Matias for well over a year. First when we were at our last club, and then as soon as we got here, we began to look into him again and check into his availability. So Pat actually made a number of trips to Argentina, has seen Matias play this year 4 times live. Fran O'Leary, our assistant coach, also made a special trip to Argentina and saw Matias play live as well. And they were unanimous in their opinion that Matias was a player who would be outstanding in our league and a mainstay of our club for years to come. We love his age. He just turned 21 at the end of December, so he'll get the benefit of new league rules in terms of his cap treatment. He has a great pedigree. He's played, I believe it's over 60 games already, first team games for his club team at the young age of 20. He also played for the Argentine U20 national team. He's been the captain of Argentinos Juniors at such a young age. It's a great testament to his leadership and to his qualities on the field. So we're excited to have him, and it's my pleasure to welcome Matias Laba. So if you would.
Sí, no, la verdad que estoy muy contento de estar acá y bueno, ojalá que salga todo bien y de triunfar en esta liga y en este club tan importante.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's very happy to be here. He has very high expectations for himself and hopes to get ahead with the team in the future.
Is Matias the kind of player that feeds off of fan support or the atmosphere, regardless of whether he's at home with home fan support or on the road? Is it something that drives him a little extra when he's out playing?
¿Sos un tipo de jugador que da ánimo a la hinchada, no solamente la hinchada de nosotros, pero la hinchada de afuera cuando estamos viajando?
Sí, no, es importante la hinchada y bueno, y que caliente la gente. Obviamente, ojalá que salgan las cosas bien y la gente nos acompañe.
Fan support is very important to him, home and away from home. He hopes that with the good work that they can do here, that the fans will come on and support the team as much as they can.
He's a young man coming to a new country, who has to deal with the new language, new culture, new team, league, everything. How does he think he'll adapt?
Es un muchacho joven de 21 años, en un país nuevo, un sistema nuevo. ¿Cómo te parece que te vas a adaptar hacia el sistema de fútbol y de la vida?
No, la verdad que desde que llegué la gente me trató muy bien y bueno, espero adaptarme rápido con el idioma, así puedo tener relación con mis compañeros, pero creo que voy a estar muy bien.
Since he's got here, everyone's been extremely helpful, making him adapt himself right off the bat. He hopes to learn the language so he can communicate with his fellow teammates and start getting ahead with that. But so far so good, he's very comfortable.
I'll just add to that we do have an English language program that Matias will be entering. We also have a lot of support from the Argentine consulate here in Toronto, and they already have programs for people that are coming into Toronto from Argentina, ordinary people. But they have promised to provide even extra support for Matias.
Coming out of Argentina, what made you choose North America rather than Europe?
Saliendo de Argentina, ¿qué te hizo decidir venir hacia Norteamérica y no Europa?
No, es un desafío muy importante y bueno, el interés de Toronto siempre estuvo firme y la verdad que a un jugador lo orgullece que le estén tan interesados.
For him, it was a matter of Toronto being after him for such a long time, and they really showed a lot of interest. And when it comes from a player's perspective and they see that another team is really wanting to put you in the team and do everything possible, that's what motivates them to come here into this team.
This is for Kevin. We've seen South American designated players come and go. Some have been wildly successful, some have been failures. What makes you think Matias is going to go the way of what's Felipe?
Yeah, well, obviously he's a little unusual because of his age. Most of the time when we've brought South American players into this league, they've tended to be a little bit older and more established. Because he's got, his career is still ahead of him, I think that he'll adapt very quickly. The way he plays, we believe that his physical attributes and the quickness with which he plays and the intensity with which he plays will fit very well with our team and what we're trying to do. It's always a question when you bring a player in from outside a league, whether they're coming from another league or from college or wherever they're coming from. There's always some question, but we're very comfortable that Matias will adapt to MLS and do very well quickly.
Can you ask him if there was any sort of specific player while growing up in Argentina that he particularly idolized, or is there any current player that he sort of sees himself similar to?
Estudiándote en Argentina, ¿tenías jugadores en que vos seguías que eran ídolos y en el día de hoy también? ¿Tienes algún tipo de jugador que te guste?
Sí, bueno, Mascherano, la verdad que lo sigo mirando, ahora por ahí está jugando más de central, pero fue un referente y siempre lo miré.
One player he's always followed is Mascherano. He's playing more of a central role nowadays, but he's someone that he really looks up to and he really enjoys that style of play.
Mr. Payne, is Matias an example of the template of a designated player that you prefer to seek out, or is it basically a case-by-case basis when you're looking for another player of such quality to bring to a team?
It's a little bit case-by-case, but in general, we're interested in getting players who are a little bit younger. Matias is a particular type of designated player in our league. He's what we call a young designated player. He's treated differently under the cap. We will be looking to add other players in that category potentially. In general, we want to try to add designated players that we can count on for a period of time. We would prefer not to get players at the end of their career. I think that there may come a time where we may say, okay, we have a team now that is ready to compete for a championship, and we want to bring in a bigger name player that can get us over the top. That may happen, but probably not for a little while. So in the meantime, we're trying to get players like Matias that can be a foundational piece of this club for years to come. I do want to make one other comment. You may want to ask Matias about it. He's obviously proud of his former club, but you asked who he modeled himself after. Argentinos Juniors, for those of you who don't know, is one of the great talent factories in the world. It's arguably the finest youth development academy in Argentina. I'll just name a few players to give you an idea. Diego Maradona, Roman Riquelme, Redondo, Cambiaso, all began their careers as youth players at Argentinos Juniors. So Matias had a lot of good examples to follow on his way up.
Así que tenías buenos ejemplos, querían verte y ahora estás jugando con Argentinos Juniors y los jugadores que han salido de Argentinos Juniors, como Diego Maradona, Esteban Cambiaso, que tenés un buen ejemplo, seguro.
Sí, no, las inferiores de Argentinos siguen siendo una cantera muy impresionante y bueno, sigue sacando jugadores y se le da mucha importancia.
Yeah, he reiterates the same thing, that the academy system within Argentina Juniors is second to none, and the quality of players that come out of there are extremely fit and ready to play.
How long was he in that system? When did he start with the Argentina Juniors?
¿Vos cuándo empezaste con Argentinos Juniors?
En sexta división, a los 18, 17.
En sexta.
Sí.
He started in 6th division with Argentina Juniors, 17 to 18 years old, around that age. Prior to that,
Vos antes estabas con River, ¿no?
River.
prior to that he was in River Plate, in the academy system for River Plate in Argentina.
ask in Spanish. Fine. Bienvenido, Matías. En nombre de la comunidad latina, estamos muy contentos, muy emocionados y, bueno, darte un poquito también el respaldo, no solamente del consulado argentino, sino de la comunidad argentina y la comunidad latina acá, primero. Y después mencionabas a Mascherano como tu modelo, pero bueno, también mencionábamos a Redondo también como un gran artífice en el puesto de central de mediocampista. ¿Vos estás más cerca del modelo de Redondo o Mascherano?
Me parece, bueno, primero saludarte y darte gracias y bueno, sí, creo que cerca de Mascherano, un poquito más cerca de Mascherano. Salvando las distancias, obviamente.
No, ¿por qué?
But if he turns out like Redondo, we'll be okay with that.
Yesterday you talked about the transfer fee, and certainly not giving the amount that you said was one of the biggest in the league's history. Don't you think that kind of puts undue pressure on him? I mean, like you said, he is a young man coming to this country, so.
Well, he didn't know that until you just said it. So.
Well,
He still doesn't know that. No, I mean, listen, I personally have always liked players from Argentina, and part of the reason for that is I think that they're trained very well in the youth development system there, all of the things that they have to encounter as professionals. And they tend to travel well because they've been prepared. So, you know, I think that Matias is a very confident young man and a very confident player, and I don't think it will affect him at all that, you know, he had a larger than normal transfer fee associated with it in our league. I really don't. There's pressure on us, I suppose, but we're pretty confident that we made a good choice here.
Is he aware of what designated player rule is and what it means, and kind of what the fans' perception is going to be of that kind of signing?
¿Vos sabés de las reglas de la liga en el sentido del designated player, como lo que sos vos, ¿no? En el sentido de que sos una persona, un jugador que está a un nivel más alto del sistema de pago y eso, ¿entendés eso?
Sí, sí, yo entiendo.
Yeah, he's aware with the situation that he's in and the designated player rule.
Does he feel any extra pressure as a result of
¿Sentís
that?
algún tipo de presión estando bajo de esa situación o...?
No, llego con muchas expectativas, con muchas ganas, pero no, presión no es otra cosa.
He comes with many expectations and he puts a lot of work ethic in himself, but he doesn't feel any type of negative feelings or anything where he's feeling forced into something. He's very confident in what he does.
En Argentina la MLS no se ve mucho, eso lo sabemos.
Sí.
¿Pudiste hablar con Barros Esqueloto, Brasil y alguno de los jugadores que ya estuvieron jugando en esta liga para saber algo?
Sí, tuve referencia de Higuaín que está jugando ahora en este momento y no, bueno, la verdad que habla muy bien de la organización y del fútbol que está en crecimiento y bueno, la verdad es que la idea es hacer las cosas bien para seguir mejorando mi carrera.
Okay, thanks. We'll do a brief photo op with Kevin and Matias at the front, and then that will...
Una foto para poner presidente ahí.